Well, hey, Deeper Leaders, Pastor Chris here. Whoa. Sorry about that. Hey, Deeper Leaders, Pastor Chris here. And I wanted to give you your quick leader update for this week. This one's even going to be shorter than the last week. That's my goal every week, is to make it a little bit shorter. And so, real quick, I want to just touch base with you guys. I want to continue to hear from you about how things are going. And so, if you would, let me know how things are going. Shoot me an email, give me a phone call. Let me know what is going well, what maybe are some of the challenges with your group. Really kind of want to know how they're responding to the content here, and also just how your group times are going. And so, please let me know that, and I'm going to try to give you guys a call this week and touch base. So, a couple of things for this week. This week is the sadness week, and so what I would recommend first off is have a box of Kleenex ready. That may seem either like a no-brainer for you or something that you totally didn't even think about, but I would have some Kleenex ready, just because when it comes to sadness, it's something that this one can be sort of sticky, like the others, but sadness can kind of stick around us for a long time, especially when we've experienced significant loss in some way or another. And so, just kind of be prepared for that with people, and also see this as a chance for people to work through some of their grief, maybe that they've never worked through before. And so, what I would do to start off your time, again, an icebreaker if needed, please feel free to do that. But a good way to start off your discussion time is either, and that's true every week, either going to some of the not the diagnostic questions, the identifying questions that are in the homework on pages or day one or day two, but also just ask this question: what sort of significant losses have you experienced in your life? Now, what we've noticed with this question, when it comes to younger people, they haven't experienced a lot of significant losses, and older people have. And a lot of times they've dealt with them. And so, spend some time, if you need to, in your group, and just talk about what those significant losses might be, and what they could be, or potential losses. A significant loss doesn't necessarily mean the death of a loved one, although it could be, but it could also be the loss of a job or a dream or a family or a career or whatever that might be. What sort of sadness, or maybe it's sadness from your childhood, the loss of a happy childhood, or the loss of a parent involved in your life, or whatever that might be. Significant losses can look like a lot of different things. And so just spend some time talking about and identifying what are those significant losses that you may have experienced in life. And then the follow-up question to that is, have you experienced any healing in any of those areas? And if so, what does that look like for you? How have you gotten over them? How have you found healing? How have you grieved and mourned those losses, and have worked through them? And spend some time talking about that. And then, again, of course, the looking in, looking out, and looking up piece. My hope, and kind of why I want to hear back from you guys about what is going on and how your group is going, is that my hope is that looking in, looking out, and looking up piece has been really powerful for you guys as your group begins to see how this week's sadness can affect our thoughts, emotions, and desires, and how it can affect our relationships with others, with ourselves, and with God. And then spend time looking up and seeing what God has to say about this, and then hearing each other's reflections. And I would say that this week especially, but every week, I want you guys as the facilitators to please feel free to spend some time praying for each other at the end of your group time. Feel free to do that every week, but especially maybe this week, if some people are dealing with some heavy stuff, and have some serious sadness going on, spend some time at the end of your group praying for them. And if you're not comfortable with that, that's okay, but maybe even ask them at the end of your group, hey, do you mind if we would pray for you? And then spend some time praying for them. Sorry, I just got a text and that dinged on my recording here. So, but a couple of other one quick leader tip I want to leave you with before I'm done is body language. Body language is huge, and you may have already realized this as a facilitator, but body language is one of the biggest ways that people communicate to us, even aside from their words. And so be watching, and maybe this week just do an experiment and see what sort of different body languages you're picking up on. Are people sitting there quiet? Are they sighing or rolling their eyes? Uh, are they way too talkative? Do they joke when things get uncomfortable? Do they have nervous laughter when things get uncomfortable? Do they close up real quick when someone asks them a question? What is their body language saying? Are they leaning back in their chair with their arms folded, or are they leaning forward and intent on listening? What is going on, and what is that telling you? And I would just encourage you. Sometimes as a facilitator, body language can be discouraging. It can almost throw you off track. But I would just encourage you to lean into that. Lean into that a little bit. And if you're not sure what's going on, you can just ask somebody. So if you see somebody who's just sitting back and folding their arms and just not into it at all, just lean into that and ask them and just say, hey, man, I really kind of want to know what you think about all this. It seems like maybe either you're not affected by this, you don't have any sadness, or maybe you're not wanting to share, but kind of tell us what's going on, or whatever that might be. But lean into that and ask questions. Ask questions. Again, it's drawing people in who may be quiet, and it's trying to wrangle those down who may be a little bit talkative. And so, body language as a facilitator, being able to read that and understand that and interpret that can make or break your group time. And so my encouragement to you is just to lean into that, especially if it's uncomfortable. So anyway, thank you, deeper facilitators. I'm praying for you regularly, and look forward to hear how things are going in your groups. We'll talk to you later.